Michael Starr Hopkins, you are an attorney. I want to go to you first because the DOJ obviously has to sign off on this. And you say that that gives it a degree of legitimacy. But where is Sessions in defending basic civil liberties?
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting situation because we don't know whether this is tied to the Russian investigation or not. And with Sessions being recused from the Russian investigation, there becomes an issue of whether or not he can get into this. But I agree. I think Sessions does need to at least come out and make clear what's going on. But let me just touch on one thing. With PIN registers, Supreme Court's ruled on this in Smith versus Maryland that PIN registers aren't an unreasonable search.
Well, they are unreasonable if you're talking about the President of the United States and attorney-client privilege. It better be something pretty extraordinary and the political or legal version of actual WMD, which, you know, so far we have not seen. And also, the judge is absolutely right. You know, you can say that you are getting some sort of an innocuous warrant for something to do mild surveillance, but it actually opens up quite a window into some of the most personal and privileged conversations that human beings can have. So what is the motivation here, Chris Bedford, for people at the Department of Justice to sign off on this level of surveillance?
So I can't move inside their heads and decide exactly what they're thinking, but here's what it looks like from the outside. It looks like Mueller and his friends, the Department of Justice, are waging a proxy war on the President of the United States right now by assigning this task to New York and saying, you know, we wash our hands, but hey, it would be good if somebody took care of this. And earlier on, when the legal team for Donald Trump was led by other folks before Rudy Giuliani came in here, they seem to be really unwilling to step in right now and say, you know, we're going to get fighting over this. And it's also been portrayed as a battle over Stormy Daniels and things like that. But I think that it's much more than that. And I think that Mayor Giuliani thinks it's much more than that. And right now, what we've seen in this past week, when he's gone on the offensive, when he has tried to say this is not a campaign finance reform, this money was reimbursed, which would imply that there was no bank fraud involved. When he tries to do that, he's decided that the Department of Justice and the folks in New York are trying to pick off one of President Trump's oldest and closest confidants and remove one of his officers from the battlefield. And they're pretending it's got nothing to do with the Russian investigation, but all of the same players back here in Washington had to have signed off on any of this for it to have happened.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And also, the president cannot be indicted on a federal crime while he's in office, but, you know, a state crime, and the fact that it is shifted back to New York makes it somewhat different. But obviously, you know, if you have people at the DOJ leaking to NBC News that Michael Cohen was under surveillance, that has to make him slightly nervous and much more likely to flip on the president.
Let me say this. I think there's a couple things. One, you can't flip on the president if the president hasn't broken any laws. I mean, that would be perjury. But what I will say is when it comes to doing a PIN register, when it comes to all of this, the problem is that the president and those around him keep lying. And so at one minute, Michael Cohen's the attorney who is handling the Trump family business, but at another point, he is barely doing any legal business for the Trump family. And so it kind of becomes this thing of when it's convenient to the story, Cohen's an attorney and then should be entitled to attorney-client privilege. And I think the courts are starting to not believe that. And that's the problem that Trump's really dealing with.
I don't know. I mean, you know, what you're talking about, that doesn't amount to obstruction of justice or high crimes and misdemeanors. You know, if you're talking about recategorizing the work that your lawyer might do for you, that's vastly different than committing treason. But the problem is that we sort of lump all of these things together for political gain, and we get very far away from the truth and objective standards for the rule of law. And it's very problematic to think that, you know, you're okay with this brand of spying if it's done on your opponent. It is never okay. It is never okay to exceed these boundaries. And hopefully at some point, this Justice Department will wake up, not just to protect the president. I'm not interested in the president. I'm interested in the Constitution. I want to bring the judge back in here one last time to make some final comments. Judge?
Well, I think both of our colleagues, Michael and Chris, make strong arguments there. I mean, nobody wants civil liberties to be raped, no matter how evil or disliked the target may be. On the other hand, some federal judge signed off on this warrant and he or she knew that the conversant on the other end of the phone would be the President of the United States, and even if it was limited to just a pen register, just the metadata, the feds had to give a federal judge some very, very, three very substantially heavy evidence
Absolutely.
in order to persuade the judge to permit this kind of a surveillance that would likely bring the president in. What it is, we will only know if Michael Cohen is indicted. If he's not indicted, we'll never find it out.
And so the song goes on and on and on. Thank you so much, Judge, and thank you both, Michael and Chris. Appreciate it.
Thank you.